And I'd like to ask you, how many people that are in that social status are satisfied, happy, feel like they are full of purpose, and living a life that they believe is of the greatest benefit for themselves and others? All you have to do is look at a tabloid. All you have to do is watch the news, and you know the answer. Zero, or very close to zero. They are some. There's a reason why the saying "more money, more problems" exists, and it has to do with the fact that if you look at money or at status as being the thing to achieve, you are doing yourself the greatest disservice. You're not focusing on what creates connection with people. Aaron, you asked why you don't have a chance with Taylor Swift. I'll tell you exactly why. Because you have no connection to her. You have no way of her getting to notice you because you are not in any kind of sphere related to her, whether it be having a backstage pass, whether it be able to have any kind of conversation with her at all. You're a cool guy. And I can almost guarantee if someone like Taylor Swift were to interact with you, she'd say, he's pretty cool. And if they were of the bent of wanting, if both of you were available, having the bent of wanting to get to know you, you'd probably hit it off really well. And to assume that social status is the thing that is the barrier, you're lying to yourself. You're cheating yourself out. You're selling yourself a bill of goods that I would never give to anyone except my worst enemy, because then they would be dissatisfied and alone. And that does not help the human experience whatsoever. You want to create benefit for the human experience? Focus on being human. Focus on the thing that connects, not the thing that creates divisions. The people that have a lot of status don't have a lot of they've lost their sense of discipline. They had discipline to get there, but then once they got there, they didn't know what to do with themselves. So they started screwing up. They started acting like a fool. They started doing shit that you and I both know that we would never get caught doing, because we'd get in trouble so fast. But it's because they've lost their way. They've put their belief in their status higher than their belief of being a human being, or being someone that is worthy of connecting with other people, other than just people of their own status. You want to talk about an echo chamber? That's a great toxic echo chamber, because all that it does is breathe the same bullshit over and over and over again, because there's no one else that's there to help ground them. There's someone I know personally who believes in social status, and he came from not much, built himself up as a real estate investor, then went into financial consulting and did very well for himself. But he refuses to be questioned. He refuses to be criticized. He hates it when people argue with him. And he will only surround himself with other people who will agree with him. That's stupid. That is the dumbest way to be, because it guarantees that if you have a bad behavior or a bad belief, it's never going to be challenged. It's just going to perpetuate over and over and over again. It does not provide any kind of any ability to challenge and then to really review and possibly replace that behavior, belief, or thought. And so you're left with just more of the same. But that doesn't help anybody in any way. All that we can really do is create connections. And if social status becomes your barrier, then you've limited yourself. Anyone who chooses to limit themselves, excuse me for the sirens, it's been crazy all day. But anyone who chooses to limit themselves based on their social status and wanting to have their own beliefs supported is someone who's extremely insecure, in my estimation. There's someone who does not who fears being a challenge, because they see that challenge as a challenge of their person rather than just a challenge of their idea. And that's not someone I want to follow, because that tells me that person is morally weak, and a morally weak person cannot be trusted. And what we need people who have moral strength. I would much rather be around someone who is going to have a sense of decency and a sense of wanting to contribute to others than someone who's going to want to just surround themselves with everyone else.